Yuri Williams.
How you doing, brother?
Very good.
Good to see you again.
Always good to see you. Thank you for joining the South Bay Connects podcast.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
More than you know, brother.
Well, we appreciate you being here more than you know as well. It might be a little bit of a letdown. Who was one of the persons that interviewed you recently?
Last year we had Dwayne Johnson and Michael Strahan.
Oh,
Good Morning America crew.
oh man.
Just a little let down. Just a little, one step lower, but
So, well, we appreciate you being so gracious.
Yeah.
Going from the rock to the pebble.
Yeah.
facts.
He's thought of that one all night. He thought that.
Facts.
You know I did. But no, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, please tell us a little bit more about yourself, Yuri.
Yuri Williams from South Central LA. Born and raised here in Cali. And it's I would say, a legacy of my mother that I want to keep alive is just doing what I do. And you know what I do. And that's just all I want to do for the rest of my life is just be able to help people and uplift people, because I've seen in my time of growing up from a young age until now how just helping somebody out can, help them to get to the next day. And that's what life is about. It's not about materialistic stuff. It's about uplifting one another if you're able to help somebody.
Yeah, man, thank you for that. Absolutely, that's completely agree with that statement. Now, you touched on your mom a little bit.
Mhm.
Now, can you give us a little bit of history on your mom?
Yeah.
And stuff? What did she do?
She just imagine a 5'2" female version of Tupac.
Damn.
I mean, you can ask any of her friends. But she had her like a yin and yang. She was a mean person to people if she had to be, but she was the nicest person if you got her on the right day. But I'll never forget. Before I get into her, before I forget, a friend of mine, he went to to the house and he told her, this dude's gonna beat Yuri up. And she said, what? Ain't nobody gonna beat my son up. And he didn't believe that she was raw like that. So she got out and she like, let's go. Where is he? That's how she was. She was like anything to protect me because I was everything to her. She was everything to me. And, she started off living in Louisiana, a small town in Mansfield, Louisiana, and had dreams of being on American Bandstand. She was a good dancer. Never made it on the show, but she graduated Grambling University and came out here. Her mom gave her like $500 and just a dream to come out here. And, she went ahead and became a probation officer for 30 plus years. And when she couldn't find a babysitter, she would take me sometimes to the juvenile hall. So I got a chance to see what jail was like from I was probably 7, 8, or 9 in that that young age. And I'll never forget. She went down this hallway as a kid, big Samoan kid, like 300 pounds, 6'6", and like I said, she's 5'2", and he just banging on the door. And she told him, hit the lights in the hallway. She goes down to the hallway, pops the door, and I'm like, man, this dude's about to kill my mom, like 'cause I already know, so pops the door open. She's like, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. Start yelling at him, looking up at him. And he starts crying. I'm like, damn, this little lady can have a grown, young kid, 300 plus pounds, 6'6", crying, And that day stuck with me forever because I'm a correction officer too. I've been doing that for 27 years. And what really touched me the most, when she passed away, this girl that was incarcerated there came to her funeral. And I'm just sitting at the front row, just looking, and this girl says, Linda Hubbard changed my life. And I'm just bawling. I'm like, damn, this is like 30, 40 plus years that somebody changed your life and you come pay your respects to that individual. And that just stuck with me forever, And I do what I do because of her. I saw what she was doing, making an impact and changing people. And I said, this is the field that I wanted to go into. My father was a cop. I didn't want to be a cop. That's really a tough job and dangerous job. So I stuck there with the, corrections because I'm able to see these kids every day and make an impact with them, you know. And recently, one of the supervisors told me a kid that was incarcerated there probably 20 years ago is he applied for the job now. I guess his record is clean or whatever, and he is going to be able to become a correction officer. And he dropped my name and said, because of you know, Mr. Williams, you know, staying on me or whatever. Now I want to. This is the reason why I changed my life, and I want to become a correction officer. And that just hit me like totally. You know what I'm saying? That just hit me for. I'm like, you know, when the supervisor usually call you, it's something bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Usually, I'm like, do I need representation or something? We're like, what's going on here? You know? And it was like, I just want to tell you this story, and he told me that, and I'm like, I'm making a difference.
Absolutely, man. That sounds like you were raised right.
Yeah.
Mama raised you right.
Yeah. I mean, she raised me right. You know, you want to touch the waters. I touched the waters as a young kid doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, and I got myself back on track, and I'm, you know, really thankful for my mom being the way she was.
Yeah, well, we thank her very much, very much. I mean, definitely. So let's get a little bit into some of the things that you do.
Yeah.
So what are some of the specifics that you do as far as like your organization? I'll let you tell it.
Yeah, but the organization started after her death. I would say 5 years after that, I fell into like a state of depression. You know, we'd be talking like this, and I would go home and just be crying just for no reason, you know. And this carried on for like years upon years. I say about 5 years. It finally hit me one day, and I was in bed, and it's crazy. Like I've never told nobody the story, but I was having like out of body experiences just from being depressed and laying in that bed all the time. You know, it was times I wouldn't eat, and I just like felt my soul like coming out my body sometimes. And then one morning I just woke up and said, "No, I can't live life like this." So I'll never forget my coworkers donated like 400 plus hours sick time for me to get myself together because they know how close I was to my mother, you know. So I think the first day that I came back, it was like 3 months I had off for 4 months. I sat in the car like I usually do. I picked up the phone, called her like I usually do, like 5:50. I started at 6 just so she could get her day started. And the phone's just ringing and ringing. Then it goes to voicemail, and I'm like, damn, you know, it just hit me real hard. I'm, you know, pouring in tears. I'm like, damn, she's gone, you know. And I called the job. I said, give me like an hour to get myself together. Some strange reason, I picked the phone up, created an Instagram account out of all things, you know. I'll never forget, I created it, and the first person to pop up was Officer Tommy Norman. He's a police officer in North Little Rock, Arkansas, who does similar acts of things that I do on and off duty, and that really caught my attention. I'm like, damn, he's doing a great thing for his community, you know, and they love him. And I would say he is the model police officer that every police officer should be modeling themselves after. And the second person to pop up on the Explorer page was Hip Hop Trooper. He dresses up as a red stormtrooper, and I love, you know, he does hip hop too. I love hip hop. I love Star Wars, and I'm like, damn, these guys are doing, you know, some of the stuff that I'm doing. So I basically like slammed those dudes together with what I did, and I went to Instagram like the following week, and I came up with an idea to fundraise to get screen accurate costume, and it was Kylo Ren from Star Wars. So, you know, you go to Instagram thinking, you know, nobody's gonna help you or whatever. I'm like, it's just only $3,500, but that's a lot of money to some people, you know. So sitting there, I typed the thing up and I describe and, you know, the description and tell everybody what this is for. And some troll was on there and he was like, yeah, you're not getting that money, so you might as well forget it or something. And I'm like, man, they are brutal on there, man.
Welcome to Instagram.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even do nothing to nobody. I'm trying to do something positive with it. And I got that, and I'm like, you know what? You motivated me to get this 3,500, you know? So now I got it, and, you know, people pouring in donations, this and that. I got the costume. I mean, it looks just like the Star Wars costume. You see my costume, like it look just like the movies, you know? It's different pieces coming from UK and all over the world, you know, and rest in peace to one of the guys that made the suit. The boots were made in Leon, Mexico. I'll never forget, I had to go over there, get them with him. And I'm like, man, we sure we got on this little boat, man, and we going across there. Like it was crazy.
that.
Like I wanted
The
to
white one, right?
yeah,
The white one that
yeah.
you have.
No, the black one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm like, because he told me, I'm like, man, it's been like 2 months, man. What's going on, man? So you know me, I can't wait. So I'm impatient when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm like, what we got to do to go get it? Like it's in Lyon. I was like, all right, man. So I went over there. We on this little boat, and we finally get over there. We get the boots. They look just like the thing. I'm like, dang, okay, I see why it's taking so long. So I got them. I come back. I hit Skid Row like the following week. Little kids out there, I know they never saw that episode of Star Wars because they're out living on the streets, you know, whatever. But I'll never forget hitting that corner with that Kylo Ren costume just to see those kids' face light up. And even the houseless adults, you know, the thing about these costumes, and I thought about it, I said, you got to have a distraction in order to get somebody's attention. So I said, this costume would be a distraction for me to get a laugh out of you and, you know, start to gain your trust. And then I could see, you know, how I could be of help and service to you. So I use that costume to, you know, to do all of those things. So like the following week I go out there, I didn't have the costume. I mean, it's hot as hell in those suits, you know.
You're like, he wears a full-on costume,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Like, it's not like it's, I mean, from head to toe.
And so I'm like, dude, it was hot as hell. It's like 100 degrees. It's no breeze like you get over here, you know. I'm like, damn, man, this week I'm just gonna feed you guys. You know, you just got to deal without the costume. So one of the guys like, hey, where's the costume? Go back home and get the costume. And I'm like, damn, I can't come back out here without the costume. I'm gonna get jumped. You know what I'm saying? So from there on out, I started wearing a costume. So following week again, I went to Instagram. You know, I'm thinking, well, these people helped me once. They're not gonna help me again. Same thing. Everybody started pouring in donations, and I got the Spider-Man suit. So then I get this Spider-Man suit. I go to a 5K walk, Miller's Children's Hospital in Long Beach, one of my favorite hospitals because they don't give me any problems. I'll never forget getting the costume, but you had to put some dishwashing liquid inside of the lenses and wipe it so you could, you know, your breath won't go on the lenses. Yeah. So I didn't know that. So I'm over here walking like a blind spider, you know, like, you know. So a friend of mine, she's with me, and she's telling me, look left, look right, take a picture this way, look back. And I'm just faking it, you know, knowing and I can't see.
Looking away from the camera?
Yeah. Like, turn right, turn left. Okay. So then I get to the last kid, and she was like, it was 100 degrees that day. I'll never forget. She's like, you sure you just want to go? You want to keep walking around? I was like, no, every kid needs to see me today. You know, this is what it's about. Yeah. You know, these kids are going through it, man. I mean, getting all these different medications and all this type of stuff, because I've seen it with my mom, you know, taking all those drugs and all that stuff and what it does to you. So I said, I have to make it around this whole place. If I'm hot or not, you know, God's going to help me get through this, you know. So I get to the final kid, which is Diego Anzures. He has brain cancer called DIPG, and survival rate is not that great for individuals with that type of cancer. So, you know, I spoke with him and his family, and I said, you know, is there anything special that you want me to do? And he said, Dad said he had a birthday coming up. So again, I took this family under my wings. I looked into the research about DIPG, and I saw that how serious it was. So I dedicated my time and life to him for like those next couple months. Okay. So birthday was coming up. His birthday, dressed up again, took his family to a Marvel show at cryptocurrency. Was it Staples? Staples now.
It's back to Staples.
Yeah. And then I went back. It's right down the street from me, so I would go visit him like twice a week, you know, because people were there for me when my mom was gone. So I was like, let me be there for his parents, you know. And I was there until his last days. And we even bought out the movie theater once for them to see Spider-Man with his family and other kids that were battling cancer. And ever since that day, you know, I felt that this is my calling. You know, I've had this idea and just stuff in front of you, and you see it at times and you just ignore it. So one day, you know, this started happening. I said, I found my purpose in life, and doing this every day, I'm just I can't explain to you the feeling like how I get. Like I just came back from visiting the kid this weekend, and the feeling that I get from that, it just keeps me going to the next day, regardless of how much stress or how many bills or whatever I got going on. But just seeing that smile on somebody's face, that energy comes back to me, and it helps me get to the next day.
Man, Yuri, thank you so much. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
powerful.
very,
Serious. I mean, I seen the videos. Like, it impacted me.
Yeah,
I was like, right away, I'm like, wow, imagine that. To have, the kid was like elated.
happy, man.
Like, oh, I'm gonna go to the game. Like, my favorite team. Like, just
Right.
in that moment, she forgot about whatever she was going through. Like, it was just that you gave her that. Like, you dressed up. I'm sure it wasn't easy to just get all that. Like, because your costumes aren't like what people think. I think I you know what? I'm gonna pull some footage out so people can really see the amount of work and effort that you put into these costumes. And you know, that was one of my questions I was going to ask you, like, what's with the costumes? Like, what's the purpose of them? And like, now the way you say it is like, you're right. It just takes away everything about this. Just something else is a distraction. Now all they see is you giving.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that's
like, you know, people don't, I think the first time I went out, a friend of mine, now it's my friend, I didn't know him at the time, man. He told the other guys, like, man, this guy is just doing this for attention. You know, and he didn't get it.
But yeah, I can see where he's coming from. Because when you don't understand it and you just see a grown man in a full suit like that, like, what are we doing here? Always, where's the scam? Right. Where's your gain?
Right.
And then the reality is just, with time, the real surfaces.
Yeah.
With time, you see what your real intentions are. And your work speaks for itself. You know, that last the back to school event that you put together, I've never seen
that was the best one
of people. And you know what's super cool? That I had the camera and I got there early, and I would hear the families talking about they were there last year and what they got. And like, this is whole family. This isn't just like the kid and the mom. An entire family was there talking about the event and prior and what they were looking forward to. And it's just like, just wow, man, to get all those people to donate their time, their effort, just to come together for that occasion is just, I mean, the amount of work that you must have put in, Yuri, is just remarkable. Seriously, I can't give my brother and sister go have dinner with me. This guy had all these kinds of people donating time and money and effort. I mean, just wow.
And every time I ask him to come,
he's there.
He's there. No questions asked. Like, what time? No, you know, a lot of people have let me down that I've grown up with, and it's sad, but you know, I still love those people. But it's people that I don't know, that don't know me, that help me more than the people I grew up with, even my own family. You know, I hate to be honest, but that's the truth. You know.
Yeah.
Let's expand on that a little bit. Let's talk about that connection. Let's talk about, how did we connect? Remember?
Through, was it Juan?
Yeah, it was Juan Carlos.
Juan Carlos. Yeah. Because he was coming to get a haircut, and then
so Juan Carlos was my graphic designer at One Stone Apparel. That's how me and him connected. He helped me on a couple of projects for the merchandise for the barbershop. And I mean, he was just a very nice guy. And then he was like, I have a friend named Yuri. He's doing a nonprofit organization company. We're thinking about giving back to the veterans. And, you know, if you could help with, I told him, I was like, hey, anything I can help with. Well, haircuts are important to them. You know, at that time, they were still on the street outside of the hospital. So I was very intrigued by the opportunity to give back. You know, like, it's clear to see you're a giver. Yeah. And when givers go into a room and they connect with other givers, it's an instant connection. Right. And so I couldn't wait to go. And I'm grateful because you did all the hard work.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had to show up.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about that. What have been some of your efforts with the veterans? What have you done so far with them?
No, we do events for them. The last one, the big one that I did for them, was take them to the movies, because I know they hadn't been to the movies. One guy told me he hadn't been to the movies in like 3 or 4 years, you know, and it's just kind of like heartbreaking to hear stuff like that when me and you know, we go to the movies probably every other weekend or something, or doing some type of activity, whereas these individuals have went out of the country to other places they don't know about to put their life on the line for us, and then they come back home and have to live on the street, and that really just rubbed me the wrong way. And I try to do what I can. My nonprofit is very, very small, that, and it's not like a United Way or Red Cross or nothing like that, one of these big names. But I try to make. My mom always taught me that just to make the penny look like $100.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I get out there when I do the backpack drives, people don't know what's gonna happen next. The first one I did was small, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. This time we had the reptile zoo there and all this other things, and I want to just keep being able to, grow bigger and bigger. But as far as the vets go, we're always doing something for them, like for Veterans Day and anything to honor them. But like I said, when we took them to the movies, took them to iPick, let them order whatever they wanted, just to let them have their special day. The guys brought them blankets, and one of the vets was like, "What is this blanket for?" I'm like, "Man, you just get cozy like you're at home, man. Enjoy it. It's your day." He's like, "You sure? Can I order whatever? Order whatever you want, man. This is your day. Just to be thankful for what you've done. We appreciate you. Because a lot of people don't."
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it was so. Thank you for giving me that feeling, because there's nothing like it when you give to somebody. When I was a part of that event, it was really eye-opening to see just how humble and nice and gracious and thankful the vets are, because you don't know, they're perfect strangers. Right. They don't know who I am. Right. They don't, so they weren't apprehensive. They welcomed me like they've known me forever. Right. And after the haircuts, I'm over here trying to sweep. They wouldn't even let me sweep their hair. I mean, things like that. It was just so nice to be able to see the growth of that initial project too, because it started off on the street. Right. The first time we were there, we literally set up on the street. Yeah. And then the following year, they were inside. And then I believe the third year was it when Arnold came and donated the tiny homes. Being there at an event with so many people willing to give to help with this important cause, remove all the politics and all that stuff behind it. These are human beings, right? And they paid the ultimate sacrifice for us, for us to be doing what we do, right? Exactly. So that was very nice that you gave back to them, and I was really grateful. Everybody, the whole staff, everybody that joined that event was so grateful, and that's kind of how we connected. Eddie documented, made some beautiful.
Shamefully,
images.
That was my first charity event.
Really?
Shamefully. Wow. I think as me personally, as I get older, I have this weird feeling that I want to help, want to give back, which I've never had before. I'm like the most selfish guy. Like everything I do is for me. But now I starting to see like wait, it's not fulfilling to be just about you. Right. Like once you really get into like giving or helping others, it just expands. Like you're just like, and seeing that I was like, well, this is real. Because from far away, like again, you have these. What's real? What's going on, dude? Where's the checks coming? Where are the checks?
Right.
But it's authentic. It's that there was real effect there. There was real impact. Like people actually had smiles. Like somebody got a facial. Like somebody got a facial. Yeah. You're living in the streets. Right. So think about that. Like somebody got a facial. They got, the food was great. Everybody that donated, like it was just, you could see it in their face. They're just eager to just like in that moment. Like it's just, I think we all have like another thing, like, well, how would people help? Like, I think we all have this sense of wanting to help, but we're not willing to do what you do. Yeah. We're not willing to go out there on a Sunday afternoon, hot, sweating, and going to say hi to every single veteran in there, right? But those people, they have that feeling, they want to do something. Like, how would you say they could support your cause from the comfort of their home, let's say?
Before I even ask people for donations, I ask people to visit our website so you can see it's not a trick or any type of scam.
Drop the link.
futuresuperhero.com or futuresuperhero.org on the website, also Future Superhero on Instagram. I always ask people to go to the website and see what we do, see the sponsorships that the partners and people we partner with, see which I don't care about really, but the media interviews and coverage and all that stuff, so you can see, you know, like my cousin said, everybody don't get a chance to go on Good Morning America, so you must be doing something right, you know. And I'm just here to do the work. I don't really care about the media part of it. My job is to uplift as many people as I can, you know, and that's my goal. That's my purpose. I found it, and I just pray that one day I'll be able to wake up and just do this every day, you know, and I'll be satisfied in life, you know. I really would. I think I would.
Those are very beautiful expressions, Yuri, and we could tell they're heartfelt, and just from being around you and seeing how you operate and how people just gravitate to you. You know, they do that because they know that you're genuine.
Yeah.
You don't get that connection with somebody that has another agenda.
Right.
But you know, as part of one of the things that Eddie brought out was a lot of costumes. So tell us about how many costumes do you have?
I think I want to say 11. And like I said, bro, they're not cheap. You know,
no.
It ain't your Toys R Us, Costco.
Yeah.
You know, like.
So you can see you have quite a support.
Yeah. I mean,
so just all Star Wars, or what's your?
And the crazy thing, the Deadpool one, you won't believe this one. I won for $150. This guy, he actually makes costumes for you know, Disney and all that stuff. He was having a raffle online, and you know, I'm at work on my break, and looking at my phone, and he had the Deadpool glove on, and he's rambling, and he picks one up, and it slipped out his hand, so he picks it up again, and it was mine. Dude, I must have yelled so loud. You know, I yelled so loud. I yelled so loud, like, yeah! My coworkers thought one of the kids were rushing me or something, so they kept me. And I'm just like, nah.
Baton in hand, he's like...
Yeah. But I was just so excited because he makes these. They're like $5,000. So I won it for $150, you know, and all thanks due to, you know, and I saved $5,000, you know, so.
How was the fit? Like,
it's perfect. Oh yeah, it's custom. You don't mess around, man. I mean, you've seen it. It looks just like the Deadpool suit.
Yeah, it fits you like perfectly. Yeah.
Well, I'm starting to get a little fluffy, so I gotta start working out again so I can fit it.
What's your next project?
Man, the big project coming up will probably be Thanksgiving Day when we do the 50-state tour, and that's the first time I ever went on that tour, man. That got rid of my depression, believe it or not. Just seeing all the different states and the mountains, and you know, going through Utah, going to the East Coast, and that just took my depression away, man. And the individual Rodney Smith Jr. That I go on the tour with, if I wouldn't have met him, we probably wouldn't be here right now, you know, because he really helped me through the depression struggle. I reached out to him and asked him if I could go on tour with him. And even before I get to him about that, there was a kid incarcerated at my job, committed suicide. And I was the first person in there, you know, we couldn't revive him or whatever. But just seeing that kid in that state and knowing that I used to talk to him every morning kind of messed me up. So, you know, I had to go to seek some counseling for a little while. And there was this assignment I'll never forget. One thing you want to do before you leave this earth. And for some strange reason, I don't know why I wrote it, but I said I wanted to hug one person in all 50 states and come and meet this guy 50 states. And I'm like, damn, God is...
The universe.
Yeah. What are the chances of that, you know? And he was mowing. I saw him through Tommy Norman's page on Instagram, and I reached out to him. I said, hey, man, when you come this way, I want to meet you and have lunch with you. And to this day, we laugh about it because he was like, man, when you hit me up, I'm like, man, what's going on? Why you want to meet with me? And da-da-da-da. You know, everybody always thinks it's something.
Always, absolutely. Especially if you're from the hood, you know. Yeah, right. You already know. What's going on? What's really going on?
And I felt weird. I'm like, damn, should I reach out to this dude? I was like, because I already know, you know, people think that way. And I'm like, man, I don't care, man. Because I was in that state of mind, like, I got to get out of this shit, man. And, excuse me.
And what, you know what, just to, like, I don't want to interrupt you, but can you explain what the 50 states is?
Yeah. Well, the one that he does is for, he mows lawns for free for single mothers, veterans, disabled, and those with low income. So I saw him doing that, and he's done this 16 times now. He's actually on tour right now as we speak. He came through California like last week, and he does this, like I said, year round. You know, for different causes, for law enforcement, for teachers, for nurses, just to bring attention to these individuals that sometimes we forget about. So he's doing that mowing tour, and I reach out, say, hey man, meet me for lunch, and blah blah blah. We chopped it up over there, I think in San Bernardino. And he was like, and I kept texting him and calling him all the time. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm serious, like I want to go on this tour and see what it's about. So I believe this tour, he's mowing while I went to like homes and hospitals visiting the kids, Second tour we went, I think I was Deadpool. We did that one for the houseless community. So every state we go to, we find a houseless individual and ask them, what do you want for Christmas, Guy said he wanted a hotel room for a week. We got it. Guy wanted a bus trip back to New York so he could be with his family. We paid for it. Clothing. The guy wanted clothing. People wanted cell phones. It wasn't nothing crazy like we're gonna buy you a brand new car or nothing like that. We couldn't afford that, But still,
every state you go and touch
bro.
somebody. Wow. I mean, that's just like when you told me about it. I'm like, it didn't even seem possible. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you want me to go? What? Like, I don't. No way, dude. Right. No, there's no way that you're going to 50 states to give a gift or to give to somebody that's like a child that's like hurting or there's no way you're doing that. Right. It's like this guy's is like third year. It's like
that's gonna be the fifth this year.
I mean, I don't think people can see the whole. I don't like unless you have real good. Every state, there's a kid that's dying. And Yuri goes over there, person that he does not know, and makes a day just for that moment.
And using 20 to 25 of my work days away from the job, I could be making overtime and missing my daughter for 20 to 25 days.
And I can't press the donate button.
Right.
That's and I can't press the donate button. I mean, that's so wild to me. It's just the disconnection from me doing what I want to do, and you're actually going out there to these states. It's like, dude, the whole traveling, the whole having to meet strangers. It's a different community. You don't know how they're gonna react, even though you're doing a good thing. It's like people, you don't know how they're gonna. You don't know what their family life is like, and to deal with the kids that's dying. That's the one that hits me. Man. When you're talking about kids. They're dying and have cancer like that, and you just go and do that. It's just every time.
Yeah, I think
it's me every time.
4 or 5 kids have passed away since we've done this tour. I mean, that's why I wear the mask, man. Because a lot of times I'm tearing up. I'll be honest with you. Because I read up on the cancer and all that stuff and what it does, and I don't believe when doctors say you got this much time. I don't. I just ignore that. But my job is not to. Be the doctor or say this and that. My job is to go in there and make that 30 minutes to an hour the special that the day of your life,
It does. The kids, like I see the kids, they're just like, I can't believe
he's here.
There's literally a superhero in my house.
They light up.
Like they forgot that they had this terminal cancer. Like they forgot. And like how do you deal with you actually talking to them and then you get a call in 2-3 weeks and it's like this guy passed away. It's like here we go again, emotional, like just wreck.
I have to keep their name alive by continuing to do this and spreading awareness about cancer or epilepsy or whatever condition or terminal ailment that they might have. That's my job is to keep their name alive by continuing to uplift other kids.
And you're really taking giving to a whole nother height, whole nother level. Very commendable. I mean, I'm getting a little touched up, and there's a lot of feelings
tough,
that
especially
go on.
when you're talking about kids. It's like it's a tough thing to do that and to deal with those and just to be strong enough because you have to be really strong to be like, okay, I'm gonna deal with this, and the possibility of these kids passing away is high, right? So you're doing something, you see their joy, and then to think that they're gone, that smile is gone. It's a heavy thing to deal with, and I think you do have to be a strong individual to continued to do it.
Yeah.
Going to hospital after hospital. It's like, dude, this guy is in the hospitals. The things that the celebrities don't do, or
Right.
they do and they get the clout, like you're actually, this is what you do.
Yeah.
This is who you are.
You know, you bring up a nice point there, Eddie. You know, it is a tough situation, a tough circumstance, a tough moment, but does that move you even more sometimes, Yuri, knowing that I only have this much, this person, this young boy, little girl, she doesn't have too long. Does that motivate you even more
Yeah.
to try to get to as many
Yeah.
as possible?
Yeah. If I know that, you know, it's crazy because you say that. It was in the family out here in California. Both of their kids had it, and they both passed away. And you know, they said on the Instagram they don't have that much time to live. You know, I was reaching out to them for like a year until I was able to finally get hold to them and you know, come make the special day that I did. You know, and it just, I'm gonna tell you something. Toys R Us, man, was the lifesaver. One of my favorite stores to this day. Still, you know, I collect collectibles and stuff like that because I don't know what it is, but you go in that store and you just see all these different toys and the stuff that you grew up on watching and all this type of stuff. And I know from being a kid that these kids love that. So I try to go in Walmart, Target now when I know these kids are not going to be here any longer, and buy as much stuff as I can. You know, I've gone, when I first started doing this, man, I almost went broke, bro. Like, cause it was just so exciting, and I had to catch myself. I'm like, damn, hold on, man, you're gonna become houseless if you don't.
You're gonna join them.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be the one asking for help, you know, cause the feeling of just every Saturday I used to go out with my boy Paul and help the houseless community, and just that feeling that I got from helping these individuals are just like, damn, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like a high to me, you know, and I can't stop doing it because I love doing it.
Yeah, man. That's, and you know, that's, not too many people have your disposition, have your heart. And it sounds like you have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
Here, and you're able to stay in tune, and it's almost like you're a kid connecting with a kid, right? Because when you're giving, it's out of a pure motive, out of a pure heart. There's innocence behind giving. There's nothing that you want back. It's literally from the heart. Yeah. And I feel that is that kind of
that's what it is. That's what it is. And even last year, I remember gifting this. We couldn't find a PlayStation 5 nowhere. We got to New York, and they had one, and I was just excited. I was like, damn, hell yeah, you know, somebody gonna get a PlayStation 5. So we go to this kid's house. He's not knowing, I didn't know any background about him or whatever, because during the holidays, we set up this form where everybody fills it out, and then the parents could just tell us, you know, what the kid's ailment is, and we'll come and surprise him with gifts. So I bought the PS5. We go to this kid's house, and he had been in the house for COVID since COVID was going on, because he has an immune disease, so he can't go out in the public. So he's been playing video games in the house for like 2 years. You know, if he goes outside, he could get sick and probably pass away. So his mom was telling us, we're sitting there, like, yeah, he's a big gamer, this and that, and did it. And I'm like, hell yeah, this is the perfect house. We just got the PS5. So he went out the house. I tapped Rodney. I was like, hey, we run out to the car. We're going to come back. We can give him the PS5. The dude's like excited out this world, bro.
Oh, man.
The parents too.
Yeah, if it was perhaps thinking about doing more, kind of like what Eddie expressed, you know, a lot of times it's not so much that we're selfish. I think that it's more, perhaps we're just distracted.
Yeah.
There's so much, you know, to life, right? You got to pay bills. You got to go to work. You have to make ends meet. And a lot of times we just get so distracted, we forgot to think about people that are in need, because we're not in need. So we're just like, okay, you know, we just go about our day. If there is somebody that was entertaining the thought of giving more, what advice would you give that person?
I would tell them to come out and volunteer one time, just so you could see, you know, what it's about. You know, a lot of people, I think they see stuff sometimes and they want to go out and do something, but they don't want to take the chance and just go out there and do it, you know? So my advice to them would just be, come out and volunteer and see if this is for you. You know, my program might not be the one for you. You know, you might want to go to something else, but you need to find something else, another program that's giving back, because everybody needs to learn how to give back to those in need, because there are a lot of people in need, you know, and at any given time, and I always tell people this, earthquake could come right now and destroy us all our apartments, homes, or whatever. And we got to go to a friend's house, which they possibly won't let us come stay with them or whatever. And we're going to end up in one of these shelters, you know, and then we have to wait and to get this money and all this type of stuff. And it's crazy because my uncle was in Katrina, and I could tell that situation like changed his life, because you got a chance to see like stuff can be taken from you just like that, you know.
Absolutely. The person that's giving today may be the person receiving in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. That's such a powerful point, in the sense that you got to start. It's never too late to start. Right?
No, it's never too late.
You make it easy. Like if they want to, like, just from afar, you know, like, here, help bag something up, or like it's like you don't have to be fully responsible there. Like you could start small, like you just serve food, like give out blankets, like you don't have to come with money, like your time and your effort, that means a lot to these people. Like there's a lot of things, other people there's people donating, like this seriously, there's people really donating real things, and you could just be there to be part of the whole experience and really be, you are helping. You are, by handing those blankets, by you're making a difference, believe it or not. And I think that's a great advice, to just go to one, man. Just go to one, and there's so many of them out there, and if you call and say I want to volunteer, they're gonna take you on.
Yes, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's so much. I mean, we could go literally on and on and on about the things that you do, Yuri. One of the things that caught my attention is I was checking out your Instagram, and you there's something that you're trying to achieve right now. There's you're asking for people's votes.
Yeah.
You care to expand on that a little bit?
Man, that's one of the hardest things to do. And it's free,
I have to
man.
put my email in there.
This
you
one,
lost me. You lost me.
This one, you just click vote. That's it. It goes right to the thing, man. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna be 100% real, man. Like, these celebrities and all these people you don't know, you will go and vote. And I'm one of them. I go to the Niners game all the time and support them big time or whatever, you know. But we'll go to these different events and to wish these people happy birthday on Instagram. And you don't even know these people, man. And you know me, and I'm asking you to just take 1 second and go boom. And you won't do it, but you looking down all day. Nobody looks up no more, you know. You looking down all day.
All day. They just go.
Yeah. And then I gotta just remind me.
Like, vote to feed children.
Like why do I gotta remind you to do this, bro?
Yes,
like I have an opportunity to win $20,000.
Yeah.
For me, which I'm not going to probably.
Exactly.
I'm probably going to end up giving it away.
Yeah, you're not going to be rolling at something.
No.
With it. Yeah.
And then $5,000 for the organization. So I'll probably take $10,000 and put it over there, and then take that other 10 and pay for that SBA loan that I got to pay for, that I got in debt with, you know, to keep the nonprofit going.
Yeah.
That people don't understand. You know what?
Part, that's another layer, right? Like the business part of it that nobody wants to. You don't want to know. Like when somebody says nonprofit, I'm like, oh my God, you work that hard? You understand the amount of work that it takes to run a non-profit?
People don't understand, man.
They don't. It's above anybody's understanding, really. Because
the thing with me, I thought, you know, I'll create one and money just gonna rain in.
Oh, for sure.
That's coming out of my paycheck. 80%. Wow. 80%. Like, and then, like I said, I have an opportunity, and I keep telling people, just vote, man. I shouldn't have to remind you. You love me. You care about me. You like what I do. Just follow me like you follow these celebrities, bro. Like, I'm not trying to be like them. I'm just trying to help people and uplift the humanity, man, because it's needed right now.
And you put your money up.
Yeah, man. I've put big money.
Like that's a big percentage. Like that's a huge percentage. Like for you to actually fund this, like what's in it for you?
Right. I mean, People think I'm going on these lavish trips to Dubai and doing that. That's not happening, man.
Oh man, after Yuri changed all that. Open up a nonprofit, dude. Say less. Okay.
And then again, I tell people, do not. There's too many nonprofits out here. Just come join me or go join another one. Like, there's no need for everybody to create a nonprofit just so you can say, look at me. It's not about that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people think that's what it's about. Well, I'm going to get all the credit and recognition. And it's not about that. It's not about getting these awards and holding up and taking pictures. It's about helping the people that need it.
Not pretending to be a good person. Put that in my bio and be like, nonprofit. Oh, this guy must be a good person. Right. They just want the credit, but don't want to put in the work.
Right.
Like, oh man.
And it's let me interject a little bit. It shows, Yuri. It shows that you really don't want publicity.
No, I don't.
One of the things that in our first conversations, you actually gave me some knowledge that stays with me. I like to do things behind the scenes as well. I didn't want any kind of recognition in the things that I'm involved in with you and so forth. But one of the things that you helped me to understand is, well, you got to get it out there because through actions, hopefully you can inspire somebody. It's not about getting the clout or about, hey, look at what I'm doing. It's more about like, yes, this is what I'm doing, and you can do it too. Anybody can do it.
Right.
Really, it's just check your heart. If you do a little check, you check your heart, you let that motivate you. Everything is, that it's coming from the heart. Let things fly where they be. You're gonna go and do and help so many people, and you just can't wait to go help. I know when I got an upcoming event, I get really nervous because I want to do right by you. I want to make sure that I got enough staff. I want to make sure that the event is up to your standard because I know how you get down.
Well, my mom always told me, like, when you get out there, you got to make sure everything is nice and clean and neat. That's how she was. Like, I forget, my cousin said at the funeral, you could. My mom used to clean the house like 3 or 4 times a day, vacuum. She said he told everyone you could drop your plate on the floor and you could pick it up and eat it. That's how clean my mom was, and. That stayed in my head and installed in me for years to come. And whatever she taught me, I have to do what she taught me. And that's to put on the production and make sure everything is nice and neat. I try to do that every time I get on.
Absolutely, man. So let me ask you, Yuri, where do you see a future superhero in 5 years?
Man.
Besides Dubai.
I wish, man, if we could get that big, man. But seriously, I just want to get even this size building, something of this nature size, and be able to have different programs here for the houseless community, for the veterans. One, I could come in here and do his art program and teach these kids about art. When I met him, man, I was gonna give up on all this stuff, bro. But to be honest with you, the crazy thing about how I met him was it was at a book fair, and he was out there printing those bags, and I'm like, damn, this dude is talented, The next week, he's like, hey, I want you to come to the park. I'm having an event, and and I'm like, yeah, I'll come and help you volunteer. So I get there, and I already knew what was gonna happen. Nobody would come out and help because I get the same thing all the time. So I could just see the look in his face, I'm tired of this and I'm gonna be done. And I talked to him. I was like, look, bro, the same thing is happening to me. I was about to give up on this thing, but I think we need to come together as one. And ever since that day, bro, me and him have been like this, man. I talk to Juan every other day, and I talk to Rodney every other day. And these guys motivate me to keep going because there's been a lot of times when I hit that wall and I'm just like, man, I'm about to just walk away from this because I can't keep using money from my own pocket to, keep this thing going, and it's crazy, bro. 2 weeks before I was about to quit again, I'm sitting at work in the cart and I said a prayer to God aggressively and kindly. I said, hey, if you want me to do this work, I need your help, man. It's getting hard on me. If not, I'm going to just find something else to do. 2 weeks later, Good Morning America calls, and that's when I'm like, damn. It's all about timing too, And the cool thing about it, Good Morning America called me to talk to Juan. And I said, what the hell did Juan do to get on Good Morning America?
Like,
you know, I'm
sure?
no hating or nothing like that. You know, I love Juan or whatever. And he'll tell you the same thing. I said, what the hell? And I was like, all this shit I did.
Got you off my website?
I was like, wait a minute, man. And then I was like, humble yourself, brother. Like, be proud and be glad Juan is on. I'm like, hell yeah, Juan is going to be on Good Morning America. So he held that for me for 4 or 5 months. They had already talked to him, and he already knew I was going on there. So then they called me and all that stuff, and I got the surprise. I'm like, I thought you were supposed to go on Good Morning America, man. And he was like, no, it was about you. And then I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, that's a solid homie
hell yeah,
to hold it on for 4 or 5 months and not say nothing.
Yeah,
you know?
dude. That's solid. Definitely, he's solid too.
We're definitely gonna have Juan Carlos on for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, he was really supposed to be a part of this.
Yeah.
He's being a good husband.
Yeah.
He's celebrating an anniversary.
Yeah.
Shout out to Juan Carlos.
Yeah, Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
Definitely. He's part of the dynamic duo.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's how we
That's a strong connection. That's
But-
you're
But
right.
you know, I'm like Snoop Dogg and he's Dr. Dre. He don't like to be on the camera, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So I gotta be the voice and the face and all the time. And I told him like, it's gonna be a time you gotta come up, man. I'm tired of being the face all the time.
Oh,
you
he's
know?
coming up.
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna get him on camera.
Yeah, get him
for
on
sure.
camera, man. I'm gonna be here for that one. I want to see it.
Oh, you're always welcome here. Always welcome. We are so grateful to be able to sit down with you for a little bit and get to talk about some of your endeavors and your inspiration. It is really touching, man. For any mom out there that is raising children, just know that your efforts are not for granted. Moms really make an impact. Parents can really make an impact on a child's life through not just their words, but really their actions, right? Their actions are what really motivate us. My mom has done a tremendous, she's left a big impact on me personally. So I could tell, man, you're a mama's boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's one of those things that we really appreciate our moms.
Yeah.
And so, man, God bless her. Yuri.
Thank
She
you, man.
produced a wonderful person.
Thank you.
And from human to human, Yuri. Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
brother.
man.
I thank
Appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Appreciate it.
And I'm going to forgive you for the 49er fan. I mean, I'm a huge Raider fan. Now,
You Rams, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got 2 losers next to each other. Look at
We don't do
I'm going to give him that.
that. Who you rolling with?
Dallas.
Man,
I'm
2 weeks. You got to come in 2 weeks, bro. I'm gonna be there for that one.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of this. I mean, think about it. Like, here we are, like on the football gridiron, we're adversaries, but here we come together, we connect for a greater cause,
Right.
for the greatest cause, really. It's humanitarian efforts. They never go out of style.
Right.
And so anybody who's thinking about perhaps maybe joining Yuri, a future superhero, please follow him on Instagram. Hit that vote button. Please help.
2 weeks left. We got 2 weeks left.
You won't regret it.
You really won't.
You're getting off easy. You're gonna get that reward by voting,
Right.
and you don't even have to do
Right.
any
You gotta do
work.
nothing. I'll do all the work.
All right, he's got it.
I'll do all
Don't
the
even
work.
worry. All you got 2 clicks away.
Trust
You're
me.
2 clicks away from making an impact.
And this is why I say, look at the website, look at the Instagram. Everything that I do is documented. So I'm not one of these places that say, send $100 and you don't know what they did with that $100. You get to see, like you saw that kid this other day, man. Like King, he's autistic and he's just, dude, I'm just still amazed with him because I never met this kid in my life. And we're walking and he just grabs my arm and just put his arm under mine, just walking like I'm big brother. And I'm just holding on tight, just like trying not to bust a tear out. And I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It's just a special moment, bro. And it just keeps me going.
Definitely. I think that it's safe to say that your life has been full of special moments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that all stem from all the giving that you've done.
Mhm.
And again, we really appreciate it. I don't think I could put together the right words to let you know how much we appreciate you sitting here with us, sharing your story and for all the work that you do and for including us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, I view it as a privilege. Every time Yuri hits me up or Juan Carlos hits me up, right away, my next call is Eddie. what's up, Eddie? Are you free for this day? You have to be free.
Yeah.
Because my recording skills are nowhere near your
Mine
level,
either,
brother.
yeah.
So we need somebody to just, document the event.
Yeah.
Definitely your company is grateful. I mean, I'm grateful that Eddie documents our event. He really is leaving a mark. You're leaving a mark. And I'm grateful for this connection that we've had, man. I really am. And I think this is something that I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life.
All right, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we got the plugs, huh?
A Future Superhero on everything, on Instagram, a futuresuperhero.org. Check it out. Mainly, even though we're sending everybody to vote and stuff, I think that a huge thing that comes from this is get active as well. You could be your own superhero. You just physically get out and be active. The calories that you spend on that are transferable. The energy transfers. People could tell. So behind the phone and well wishes and all that is great, but we love, this is inspiring to get people up and get active and what that's all worth. So I appreciate you for that. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well said, eh?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
You good? South
Yeah,
Bay
good.
Connections,
Yeah,
man.
South
Episode
Bay
1, we did it. We did it.
Oh, wait, this is the first one?
Yeah.
I get to be on the first one?
Yes.
Number one.
Number one.
Yes.
That is your team.